Hello everyone, this is Glenn from CTFairBet.com. This is a warning going forward. If you're listening to Bluetooth in your car and your kids are in the car, put the headphones on. If you're home, don't watch this in front of children because Glenn's going to be Glenn. I'm not a diplomat. I'm not the brightest guy in the room. I am what I am. One step above a hood rat. But I'm not rude and I'm not dirty. My father said soap and manners cost nothing. So let me get into this now. Okay, I've received numerous emails pertaining to Mark and his conduct on the casino floor. And a couple other things that I will get into. All right, so I'm going to read this. I'm going to stop in between when... Okay, I received this. It says, Mark goes crazy. Hi, Glenn. Thought you would love this one. A high roller player named Bobby Scavett. Big roulette player. He complains, he whines, but he's an okay guy. I mean, considering how much he lost in the casino, we babysit this guy every day. And almost get ready to cry on pit 21. He always gets a reserve game. But anyway, is playing in pit 5, betting $4,000 a spin on New Year's Eve. Mark and his favorite Trevor, while, he can't speak, but since they're tribal, they both get great jobs. Explain that one to me. Are walking by, and the guy says he wants to hold the game. Mark stops and tells him, no way. Knowing Mark, he probably doesn't know who Gavik is. Or Don, because they're never on the floor. They don't know any of the premium players. The guys we have to put up with shit for, you guys don't even know. Because you don't want to go to 36th floor, and you don't want to come to 21. But anyway. Okay, the player wants to know why he's lost $6 million, and he can't have the game. Mark gets right in his face and starts screaming at him. When I said screaming, I mean screaming. Saying how he doesn't care how much he is losing to the casino. Mark's face was so red, he bellied up to the guy to try to bully him. He said that he's not going to hold a game for the player. The player was pissed and started yelling back at Mark. Mark told the guy he's going to throw him out. The guy lost $100,000 on that game that day. And here was the table games director at him trying to throw him out. Can you believe a table games director is screaming in the face of a player who lost $6 million to Mohegan's son in the middle of pit 5 on New Year's Eve, one of the busiest days? You can imagine how many players witnessed the abuse of this player right in front of them. This guy walks around like he's Robert De Niro from the movie Casino. Mark, you're not a tough guy. You're not rough. There's nothing about you that scares anybody. You got this job because you're Mohegan, not because of your talent, you moron. His new boyfriend, Trevor, just stood there with his finger up Mark's ass while Mark was getting off embarrassing the company. What does it take to fire this fucking guy? Oh my God. Is being tribal that much of a trump card that this guy can just walk up to any players, especially the biggest players, and start screaming in his face in pit 5? You're telling me this guy actually walks up to anybody with no regard, embarrassed them in front of hundreds of people, and this is okay? This is unbelievable. Good luck with everything, and slam this motherfucker. Whoever sent me this email, I appreciate it. I know it took some time, and I appreciate anybody sending me things, because we're kind of coming to we're just trying to do what's best, and hopefully, everybody can keep their job, besides Mark. Mark, you're so out of line. Kavik doesn't like playing, or Bob, I'll call him. Robert, does not like playing in pit 4 or pit 5. But since he lost, he always has a reserve game. It was Tahir that always had a game. He passed away. George has a roulette game. And Robert, or Bob, always has a game. Gigantic roulette players. And you get off yelling and screaming and saying you're going to throw out this player who lost $6 million. And again, I got to repeat it. Mark's face was so red, he bellied up to the guy to bully him. And he said he is not going to hold this game. Mark, you have to constantly reassure yourself that you have some power. That's why you don't deserve any, because you're a moron. And Trevor, you just stood there instead of trying to pull Mark back or take the player to the side. You guys have no right being in your positions, and you affect a lot of other people. Do you want Robert to go play someplace else? But again, now let's get back to another issue here. Bobby Soper, what are you doing about this? Ray Pinot, what are you doing about this? Jeff Hamilton, what are you doing about this? Here's a kid that's way out of control, 1,000,000 times over, and you guys don't do anything. And I have one more thing here. I had a female send me an email pertaining how much Mark hits on the girls at work. The guy's a predator. He can't get a woman with just himself being him. He has to use his position of authority. Of authority to get girls. Well, I want to ask management at Mohegan Sun, why is Mark allowed to sleep with subordinates? Okay, he is their supervisor. He chases all these young girls, and next thing you know, they're dealing in pit 28 or pit 21. They can't spell blackjack, let alone deal blackjack. But you guys allow it. And for once, Bobby and Ray, can you put your foot down and tell Mark he's no longer allowed to sleep with the help? It's just nothing but a bunch of litigation coming your way. I think you guys could handle that. Also, another thing, Donald Trump is now going to be our president the 20th, and he is extremely anti-Native American casino. Stories like Robert don't need to get to him, because he's just looking for a reason to jam it to you guys. Trevor, why don't you go to the golf course and go talk to golf balls, because you still walk around with your head down. And God, this email's too long. I have one email where the person emailed me and said Monday they didn't have it, they didn't change their spread. You had a regular Monday spread. Technically, Monday was a holiday. Wall Street was closed. A lot of people were there. You needed hundreds of more dealers on day shift and some of swing shift, because that was a holiday basically. Not enough games open everywhere. And is anybody going to get in trouble? Lucifer's in scheduling. I'm sorry. I know Jennifer's in scheduling. I think under the table? No. Jennifer's in scheduling. Is she going to get in trouble for having a wrong spread? Or I don't know who's making the schedules. They can huff and puff about all the floor people making mistakes and the floor people were making too much money and they could do it. Well, it's apparently you can't do it because you fucked up Monday. That should have been a Saturday spread. We always have tons of EOs to send people out. Instead, I heard they were yelling and screaming at floor people, box people, and dealers. Why isn't there any more games? They made no adjustment to the schedule. Is anybody going to get in trouble or going to get fired? Okay, I don't know, you guys are in a whole different world. So, I don't know what you guys, are doing here, but Ray and Bobby, please do something. I'm not worried about your jobs. I'm worried about my coworkers that I used to work with. And Mark going around yelling at a premium player like Havoc, and Trevor just standing there, and Mark going off on the guy. And again, Mark, you're not a tough guy. Okay? You got the job because you're Mohegan. But, you're a sexual predator. You're always hitting on the young dealers. You're getting Asian dealers through school who are unqualified, either because of language or because of math. And, language, English is a second language. But, I know you're in mourning, your boy Tommy's gone, and you have nobody else to wipe your ass. But I've come to this realization that you can put lipstick on a pig and he's still a pig. Well, and this goes to management now. Do any of you can point out one thing I said that isn't true? Take me to court. I'm dying for you to take me to court. Subpoena me, and I'll get everybody on the witness stand, and I will eat you guys alive. Mark, I think it's pretty simple. The problem with you is you're just white trash. That's all it comes down to. You can put on a semi-nice suit, have a nice big office, but when you scrape away those things, you belong back holding bedpans. You don't have any right running any part of a casino. And again, I'm going to say it again. You're legitimate white trash. Don, you do nothing. Okay? It's embarrassing. But, guys, thanks for the emails. You're taking your time away from your family to do it. And keep them coming. And in closing, Trevor, I just really want to say you're a fucking idiot. And everybody thinks it. Mark, you're a fucking idiot. Don, you're a fucking idiot. So, there's nothing ambiguous there. I just want to make sure everybody knows it. Don, you know better, and you do nothing. Ray and Bobby, are you going to keep Trevor and Mark in that position forever, even though they fucked up all the time? Monday's spread was wrong. Cost the company hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're going to get away with it again? Are you going to let Mark keep on sleeping with the staff below him? Okay, you can't, Steelers, he can't sleep with his subordinates. So, before I have a heart attack talking about you morons, I want everybody to take care. I will talk to you soon. And just so there's not a gray area, yes, Mark, you're a legitimate trailer white trash. You have no right having that position. Don't have the timing, the skills, the disposition, the seasoning. So, and if you have any problems, I'll meet you anywhere you want. But everybody, on a more happier note, take care, and I will talk to you soon. Keep your hands up. Take care.